The latest version of Pixel Composer comes with the new 3D workflow, but there are also a lot more into it, so let's see what's new in Pixel Composer 1.16. The headlining feature of this version is definitely the new 3D workflow with dedicated preview panels and a more modular node setup, which will allow you to be more flexible and create more complex 3D animation. But if you still prefer the simpler setup in the previous version, there's also a camera set node, which will combine camera, lighting, and sync together and allow you to render your 3D object in a single node. And a tutorial on the new 3D system should come out after the release of the stable version. There's also a new Databig Surface, which is a surface that has its own dedicated rendering function. For example, an ISO surface, a surface that can render different images based on the rotation of the object. So you can use it to create, for example, a particle where each particle sprite is based on its rotation. There are also a lot of work into simplifying the simulation node, like fluid simulation or particle simulation, to make it simpler and more intuitive to use. Caching also greatly improved with the introduction of cache group. A cache and a cache array node will generate a cache group, which is a group of nodes that will disable itself when the cache is completed and will enable itself when any data is modified, which will make it easier for you to optimize large projects. There's also a change in how Pixel Composer deals with audio file, instead of just importing it as an array of bits, it will import as a new audio data type, which can then be sampled using dedicated node, which would improve performance. And there's a number of new and deprecated nodes. For example, all the older 3D nodes is now deprecated in favor of the new 3D workflow, which includes everything from the 3D mesh, 3D camera, 3D scene, 3D light, 3D modification, and so on. There's a new type of canvas called Active Canvas, which allows you to draw image using parameterized brush. The canvas on itself also get a huge improvement. We have the multi-frame support, which allows you to draw multiple frame animation inside a single canvas node. You can now adjust the size of your brush by holding shift and right click. There's also a brush rotation and the brush density properties for custom brush. And the drawing is now undoable. And we have a new series of array manipulation nodes from convolution, composite, and array samples. A new shell script execute node, which allows you to execute shell script, and this node will have pop up the first time you try to run the script to make sure that you are not running a dangerous script when you import the node file from other people. There's new VFX related node from VFX oscillate, VFX render, VFX trail node, which allow you to render particle trail. And there's also an update in how Pixel Composer render a node graph, which should improve performance, especially with larger static projects. And there's also a bunch of improvement to an already existed node. The full list can be seen in the description. There's also an improvement in the user interface. The first thing you will see is that some dialog box will now look a little bit different and more consistent across the software. For better project management, a node and a junction can now be recolored, and that color will be reflected upon the timeline panel as well. Talk about the timeline panel, it also has support for a folder, nested folder, and of course those folders can also be recolored. The inspector also now comes with the compact mode, which will increase the information density, which makes it easier to deal with larger nodes like the particle or VFX node. And as always, with new version come new bugs, so we have a series of bug fix, both old bug and new bug. You can check it in the full list. And if you found a new bug, please report to me either on itch.io, on GitHub, or on our Discord server. I'm sorry, but I didn't read the Steam community, Steam forum that often, and the place where I will be active the most is the Discord server. And I have opened a Patreon page for Pixel Composer. The link will be in the description, and as supporter will get an extra content inside of Pixel Composer, which is gonna be extra node and maybe some extra effect, but the main development will always be focused on the base version. So that will be all for today's video. So thanks for watching. I see you in the next one.